It's the 19th of March, a week after the coronavirus pandemic was declared. The Ruby Princess had just docked in Sydney and its passengers disembarked.
So this afternoon, this party, that's for you.
The so-called sail away party is normally reserved for passengers, but on this day it was the crew's chance to celebrate.
Well, good afternoon, Ruby Princess Super Crew. Are you having a good time? Are you excited? Give me a woo! Well, we have a great cruise ahead of us. It has been a challenging time, but you have done an amazing job.
Some crew members say they were unaware there was any risk of a COVID-19 outbreak on board.
When we left on the 19th of March, as far as we're aware, we're a healthy ship.
In the band was trumpet player Chris Harris, a New Zealander. He had worked on cruise ships for many years.
I performed a few songs up by the pool, like we had a pool set. The atmosphere was very good.
Also at the party was Byron Sadani, a fitness instructor, who began working on the ship in January.
A party without passengers, it never happened. So it was, everybody was like, it's unbelievable, it's amazing.
The day the ship docked in Sydney, the Ruby Princess had confirmed there were cases of flu-like illness on board. But New South Wales Health determined the ship was low risk and allowed passengers to disembark, while the 1,000 crew members remained on board. All ranks were invited to the big party, from the galley hands to the uniformed officers.
When we normally sail away, there's a dance and, music and, there's a singer, there's some cocktails going on, just to, welcoming the guests. And that was, for us.
The next day, New South Wales Health confirmed that 3 passengers who left the ship had COVID-19. One crew member also tested positive and was in isolation on board. A special commission of inquiry into the Ruby Princess is underway. While giving evidence last month, the ship's doctor and a senior manager expressed surprise that passengers were allowed to disembark before the results came back.
I was surprised that we were allowed to do that without waiting for the results.
The inquiry has now heard that New South Wales Health had relied on records that were released 18 hours old when it assessed the Ruby Princess as low risk, and that on the day of the crew party, the ship could have received a higher risk assessment.
By 19 March, when the ship actually docked, the 1% level had been reached, although that data was not before the health assessment panel when their determination was made.
At the party, the crew were allowed to mingle despite the pandemic.
We assumed the ship was healthy. People weren't too concerned about it. In other words, it was still, we were aware of the social distancing, but in our minds we were thinking the ship was healthy, nobody's got the coronavirus, so we don't need to worry.
We thought we had a clean ship. And, the idea of the COVID-19 was just outside. So it was not on the ship. Because otherwise, why would you let us do a party all together? When it comes to health, I feel like we have been all put in danger here. And that is what it is. Because myself as well, I was put in danger.
The ship's operator, Princess Cruises, says it refused to leave Australian waters so its crew had access to health services. The ship was quarantined in Wollongong for more than 2 weeks. When Chris Harris was finally allowed to disembark, he performed the haka to celebrate. He's now in hotel quarantine in Auckland. The Ruby Princess has since left Australian waters, with some crew remaining on board. Byron has now returned to his home in Italy.
It's good to be home, and it's good to feel a little bit safer. Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.